What's up, everybody? It's Justin Sisk from Stories of Lore here, along with my good friend,
John Langin.
my other good friend,
Rachel Both.
And I know we haven't posted a whole lot of videos lately, but we are getting back into the swing of things, starting with this episode right here. It's going to be another episode of what we think happened, and of course, since we have these two with us, we are going to be talking about the Atlas vampire case. So, let's get to it. Right, so, Atlas vampire. We have the detective right here that was investigating the crime, and then we have the poor soul of the prostitute who got killed.
Lily Lindstrom, she had a name.
She did, Lily Lindstrom. Lily Lindstrom. And then I actually had to play the Atlas vampire for that one, so I apologize for killing you.
It's all good.
Alright, well that's good.
All part of the job.
All is forgiven. So, what do you guys think about this case? What do you think? Do you think it was a vampire? Do you think it was a serial killer? What do you think's going on?
I think it was probably a serial killer who had a thing for prostitutes and for blood, and he drained her blood and used a ladle to soup it into his mouth there.
Yeah. How do you think he drained the blood?
In actuality, I would say he probably used a needle and he was probably a representative from the Swedish Red Cross, and he really was stuck up for blood there, so he just went to the prostitution community to obtain some so that they could refill their blood banks.
That's pretty spot on.
With ladles.
Ladles.
With ladles.
That's pretty spot on. What do you think happened?
I have to follow that up?
Sorry.
I really don't know.
You don't know?
No.
I mean, it is strange, but yeah, a needle would, if you use it right, you could probably hide that there was a needle mark if you knew especially if you knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Which makes sense with the whole blood bank thing. I mean,
so phlebotomist.
he was possibly. We don't know. I mean, like, I tend to go more on the side of the serial killer aspect. I mean, I don't. Why
not both?
Why not? Why not both? He could have been a vampire serial killer. But I mean, I'm not. I don't ever try to discredit what people say. But I think it might have been a case, more than likely, that it was a serial killer, and since there was a lot of mystery around, how she died and how the blood got out, and the guy was never caught, that. They came up with this idea that it was a vampire that snuck in there at night, drained her blood, and souped it out, and then he was on his way to the next one. And then that's how he wasn't caught, because he was a vampire and he knew what he was doing. So, I mean, it's very easy to get the whole mass hysteria thing going. Very easy.
After all, vampires don't leave forensic evidence.
That's
and
true.
I think it was probably long enough ago that forensic evidence was pretty shoddy by today's standards anyways.
I don't even think they had fingerprinting yet.
I'm not sure.
I don't think so. Because I think they said that if they did, they probably would have caught him. So what are you guys' belief in the whole, vampire myth or lore?
I think that there is enough different there are enough different tellings of a vampire-like creature in enough different parts of the world to not entirely discount the theory that vampires exist. Do they exist like Bram Stoker's Dracula? Probably not, but I don't know. I mean, I believe in some supernatural things.
Yeah.
I mean, as a Christian, that's obvious. I gotta.
Yeah.
So to discount other supernatural beings when I have no idea, not for me to say.
So you believe might be a possibility that something similar to that exists?
Yeah, I've never seen one, but I can't say that it doesn't exist.
True, that's fair. That's fair. What about you?
I'm on the fence, yes. There are enough stories, but at the same time, it's a little difficult to believe in, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, with what we're told exists and what doesn't exist and what we see every day, it's hard to believe that there's a immortal being that runs around, sucking people's blood, killing people, and I mean, I sort of tend to agree with you. There's a whole lot of stories throughout history of creatures like this, and they could be inspired by other creatures. They could be an actual, immortal being walking around. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one. I don't think I would know if I saw one. I might have, and I just don't know. But, I've never met one. No one's ever studied one to my knowledge. So, I can't say that it doesn't exist. We're told that it doesn't exist, but that doesn't necessarily mean, they find new creatures and things all the time.
Yeah.
So, that's what we run into a lot with things like vampires and werewolves and monsters, is that most of the time they are influenced by other things that did exist. I mean, now sometimes you might have some, bump in the night stuff going on, but I mean, a lot of the time people chalk it up to unidentified species of animals that we, this might be a little stretch considering that vampires are normally depicted as people, but, I mean, there are...
there are other explanations that would explain why vampires are often depicted as people. I mean, in most cultures, blood is seen as very closely linked to life, and every culture has at least some moderate fear, or at least very strong respect for death.
Yeah.
There will always be people who want to be immortal, and it wouldn't surprise me if the stories come from people who use other people's bloods in the hope of extending their own lives. And I mean, it could be as simple as that.
It could be. And you have these vampire communities that are all around the world, and people do believe that they are vampires. And they'll, they will drink other people's blood, normally willingly, from everything that I've read and seen and watched. And there's also things such as psychic vampires, where people believe that they have the ability to basically feed off and steal other people's energies. And that's, people report that when they're around these people, they do feel drained and they feel tired. The number of possibilities for this type of creature are endless. Like, it could be a number of things.
Yep.
And until we actually find one or disprove that it's there, then we'll never know. And that's really the tough part of this.
Yeah, how do you prove a negative?
Exactly.
In a world as vast as this.
Exactly. It's one of those things you can't prove nor disprove. For the most part, we're all pretty much, I think, in, agreeance on what happened. That we think he was just, a serial killer, and it was a case of, really bad mass hysteria. We're not, I guess, outruling the existence of vampires. We just don't know, simply.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's definitely interesting lore, and it's definitely interesting stories if you guys ever get a chance to go check out some vampire folklore, because they are eerily similar throughout all cultures. So it begs the question of if there is something out there similar or that is a vampire. So yeah, I guess that concludes this episode about the Atlas vampire. And if you guys agree with us, or if you have another theory, or if you just want to talk about the case or learn more, then please go down in the comment section below and let us know what you thought and what you think actually happened in the case. If you want to check out the video that we shot of the Atlas vampire, you can also go down in the comment section. That'll be there as well. So yeah, we're also on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, so like us, follow us, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos from us. The next video that should be up is actually going to be a brand new episode, and both of you guys are planned to be in it, and it is going to be the only documented case on record of a person dying because of a spirit. And that, of course, is the Bell Witch haunting case. So we're really excited about to film that episode, and we will see you guys in the next video. See you later.